When the weather turns ugly, the waves begin stacking higher than rooftops, and visibility drops to almost nothing. There is one question every commercial fisherman asks himself. What kind of boat do I want beneath my feet? In the world of commercial fishing, a vessel is more than transportation. It is a workplace, a home, a survival machine, and often the difference between profit and disaster. While luxury yachts attract attention in marinas and sport fishing boats dominate social media, professional captains judge boats by a completely different standard. They care about reliability, fuel efficiency, seaworthiness, cargo capacity, and the ability to bring crews home safely after weeks at sea. Over decades, certain fishing trawlers have earned legendary reputations among working captains. These are vessels that have survived storms, crossed dangerous fishing grounds, hauled enormous catches, and continued operating long after lesser boats were retired. Their names are spoken with respect in ports around the world because they consistently deliver results where it matters most. Some of these trawlers were designed for harsh North Atlantic waters. Others became famous in Alaska, the Pacific Northwest, or European fishing fleets. Yet they all share one important trait. Captains trust them with their lives. Today, we're counting down 7 fishing trawlers that have earned that trust through decades of real-world performance. Along the way, we'll explore what makes these vessels special, the hidden advantages that owners love, the drawbacks buyers often overlook, and why many of these working boats are now inspiring a new generation of long-range cruisers and retirement adventurers. And as we'll discover, one particular trawler has developed such a remarkable reputation that many captains refuse to fish aboard anything else. Let's begin. What makes a fishing trawler truly trusted? Before discussing specific vessels, it's important to understand what trust means in the commercial fishing world. Unlike recreational boating, commercial fishing pushes vessels to their limits every single day. Engines run for thousands of hours annually. Hulls endure relentless pounding from waves. Equipment operates in freezing temperatures, saltwater spray, and violent storms. A boat that fails in these conditions can cost millions of dollars or far worse. Experienced captains evaluate trust through several factors. First is seaworthiness. Can the vessel remain stable while hauling heavy gear? Can it handle rough weather without excessive rolling? Second is reliability. Are the engines and systems proven over decades of operation? Third is efficiency. Fuel costs can determine whether a fishing season ends in profit or loss. Interestingly, many captains prioritize predictability over speed. A vessel that consistently performs in difficult conditions often earns more respect than a faster boat with questionable reliability. This mindset explains why some fishing trawlers remain highly valued decades after construction. Their designs have proven themselves repeatedly in real-world situations. And the first legendary vessel on our list became famous for doing exactly that in some of the harshest waters on Earth. The North Sea workhorse. Few fishing regions are as demanding as the North Sea. Located between Great Britain and mainland Europe, these waters are notorious for strong winds, unpredictable weather, and steep waves that can challenge even experienced mariners. Over generations, fishing fleets developed specialized trawlers capable of surviving these conditions. The classic North Sea trawler earned its reputation through durability. Built with robust steel hulls and deep forefoot designs, these vessels were engineered to maintain stability while towing heavy fishing gear across rough seabeds. Captains appreciated their ability to keep working when smaller boats returned to port. Their wheelhouses offered excellent visibility, while large working decks provided room for crews to safely handle nets and catches. The downside was speed. These vessels were never designed to race across the ocean. They prioritized endurance and cargo capacity instead. Yet that compromise became a strength. Fuel consumption remained reasonable, maintenance was straightforward, and crews trusted the boats during extended fishing trips. Many modern expedition trawlers actually borrow concepts from these commercial workhorses, proving that practical designs often outlast trends. But if the North Sea demanded toughness, Alaska demanded something even greater. The Alaska Crabber Legacy. Television shows have made Alaskan crab fishing famous, but the reality is far more dangerous than most viewers realize. Fishing in the Bering Sea exposes vessels to freezing temperatures, hurricane-force winds, towering waves, and dangerous icing conditions. Boats operating here require extraordinary engineering and unmatched reliability. The classic Alaskan crabber evolved specifically for this environment. Wide beams, powerful engines, reinforced hull structures, and exceptional stability became defining characteristics. Captains trusted these vessels because they could continue operating despite severe weather. Massive deck space allowed crews to manage hundreds of crab pots efficiently, while high freeboard helped prevent waves from flooding working areas. One hidden advantage was adaptability. Many crabbers could switch fisheries throughout the year, allowing owners to diversify income streams. This flexibility often improved profitability and reduced financial risk. However, operating costs could be substantial. Large engines consume significant fuel, and maintenance expenses increase as systems become more complex. Despite these challenges, the Alaskan crabber remains one of the most respected commercial fishing platforms ever developed. It represents the philosophy that survival and productivity must work together. Yet another fishing vessel would eventually become known not only for toughness but also for remarkable efficiency. The stern trawler revolution. For much of fishing history, trawlers deployed nets from the side of the vessel. While effective, this method presented safety concerns and operational limitations. The introduction of the stern trawler changed everything. Instead of handling fishing gear over the side, crews worked directly from the stern. This seemingly simple modification transformed commercial fishing operations worldwide. Captains quickly recognized the benefits. Safety improved because crews could remain farther from dangerous side-loading operations. Larger nets became practical, increasing catch potential. Rough weather handling also improved significantly. Many stern trawlers featured sophisticated processing facilities on board, allowing catches to be sorted, frozen, and stored immediately. This increased product quality and extended operational range. From a business perspective, the economics were compelling. Greater efficiency often translated into higher revenues, making these vessels attractive investments despite higher acquisition costs. The design became so successful that stern trawlers eventually dominated many commercial fleets around the globe. Yet among all fishing vessel categories, one family of trawlers became famous for a characteristic every captain values above almost everything else: dependability. The steel-hulled survivors. Ask veteran fishermen about boats that last forever, and many conversations eventually lead to steel-hulled trawlers. Steel may require ongoing maintenance, but it offers extraordinary strength and repairability. Unlike some materials, damaged steel can often be repaired almost anywhere in the world, making it highly attractive for commercial operations. Captains appreciate the confidence these vessels inspire. Heavy construction creates a solid feeling at sea, especially during rough weather. Many operators describe steel boats as having a reassuring presence when conditions deteriorate. Another advantage involves longevity. Properly maintained steel trawlers frequently remain operational for decades. Some vessels continue fishing long after their original builders have disappeared from the industry. The trade-off, of course, is maintenance. Corrosion control becomes a constant responsibility. Owners who neglect upkeep can face significant repair expenses later. Still, many commercial captains consider this a worthwhile compromise. A well-maintained steel trawler often becomes a multi-generational asset capable of producing income for years. And in the next chapter, we'll examine one of the most influential fishing vessel designs ever created. A boat that transformed commercial fleets around the world. The Icelandic trawler that changed global fishing. Few nations understand commercial fishing better than the country of Iceland. For generations, Icelandic fishermen have operated in some of the most demanding waters on the planet, forcing shipbuilders to develop vessels that could maximize efficiency while maintaining exceptional safety. The modern Icelandic trawler became famous for exactly that balance. These vessels combined rugged steel construction with advanced fish processing technology, allowing crews to catch, sort, freeze, and store fish without returning to port frequently. This dramatically increased profitability while reducing wasted time. Captains trusted these boats because every aspect of the design focused on real-world operations. Wheelhouses offered excellent visibility, engine rooms emphasized reliability, and hull shapes were optimized for rough North Atlantic conditions. A hidden advantage was crew comfort. Long fishing voyages can be physically exhausting, and better accommodations often improve crew performance and morale. Experienced operators quickly discovered that comfortable crews usually worked more efficiently and made fewer mistakes. Yet what truly set these vessels apart was their ability to remain productive when weather conditions forced competitors to stay tied up at the dock. And that philosophy would inspire another type of fishing trawler that became legendary for endurance rather than sheer fishing power. The long-range trawler captains never wanted to leave. Not every trusted fishing vessel became famous because of massive catches. Some earned their reputation by consistently bringing crews home safely after weeks at sea. Long-range fishing trawlers were designed for endurance. Large fuel tanks, generous storage capacity, and efficient diesel engines allowed these vessels to remain operational far from shore for extended periods. Captains valued the freedom this provided. Instead of rushing back to port, crews could follow fish migrations, wait out weather systems, and operate in remote fishing grounds that competitors often ignored. Many owners discovered an unexpected benefit. These vessels frequently retained their value better than more specialized boats because they could serve multiple roles. Some eventually transitioned into research vessels, expedition platforms, or even private cruising boats. This versatility explains why retired commercial fishermen often seek similar designs for recreational use. The same qualities that make a fishing trawler dependable at sea, fuel efficiency, reliability, and seaworthiness, also make it appealing for retirement cruising. The downside is that long-range vessels are rarely the fastest boats on the water. Owners sacrifice speed in exchange for range and economy. But as many experienced captains say, arriving safely tomorrow is often more important than arriving quickly today. And nowhere is that philosophy more evident than in the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest legends. The waters off the coasts of Alaska, Washington, and British Columbia have produced some of the world's most respected fishing vessels. The Pacific Northwest trawler evolved to handle diverse conditions, from protected inland passages to open ocean storms. Builders focused on creating boats that could adapt to changing fisheries while remaining economical to operate. Captains frequently praise these vessels for their practical layouts. Everything has a purpose. Decks are designed for efficient workflow. Engine access is straightforward. Maintenance tasks can often be completed without expensive specialized equipment. This practicality creates a hidden advantage: reduced downtime. Every day spent in the shipyard is a day not earning revenue. Reliable systems and accessible components allow operators to spend more time working and less time repairing. Many of these boats also feature excellent fuel economy relative to their size. Over thousands of operating hours, those savings become substantial. The result is a vessel that may not attract attention at a yacht show but earns tremendous respect among professionals. Yet one category of fishing trawler took durability to an entirely different level: the heavy-duty factory trawlers. Imagine a fishing vessel so large that it functions as a floating seafood processing plant. Factory trawlers represent the industrial side of commercial fishing. These vessels can remain at sea for weeks or even months while processing enormous quantities of seafood on board. Captains trust them because they are engineered around redundancy. Multiple generators, backup systems, advanced navigation equipment, and industrial-grade machinery reduce the likelihood of critical failures. From a business perspective, factory trawlers offer major advantages. Fish can be processed immediately after capture, preserving quality and maximizing market value. This efficiency often translates into significant profits. However, these vessels require highly trained crews and substantial financial investment. Operating costs can be enormous, and maintenance demands are extensive. Despite those challenges, factory trawlers remain among the most productive fishing vessels ever built. Their ability to combine harvesting and processing in a single platform transformed commercial fisheries around the world. Yet technology alone does not earn trust. Experience does. And the next chapter reveals why many veteran captains still prefer proven designs over the latest innovations. Why old-school trawlers still win respect. In an era of advanced electronics, computerized navigation, and increasingly sophisticated marine technology, many people assume newer vessels are automatically better. Veteran fishing captains often disagree. Some of the most trusted trawlers operating today were designed decades ago. Their systems are simpler, easier to repair, and thoroughly understood by generations of operators. When equipment fails hundreds of miles offshore, simplicity becomes a major advantage. This is where buyer psychology becomes fascinating. New owners are often attracted to modern features, luxurious interiors, and cutting-edge technology. Experienced captains tend to focus on reliability records, structural integrity, and operating history. A vessel with 30 years of proven performance provides a level of confidence that no sales brochure can match. Mid-video retention hook. And here's something surprising. The final 7 chapters will reveal the specific characteristics that cause many commercial captains to reject expensive modern boats in favor of older workhorses. One of those characteristics has almost nothing to do with fishing itself, but everything to do with survival. Before we get there, we need to examine a factor that can determine whether a vessel remains profitable for decades or becomes a financial burden.